In 2014, the world economy grew at the same pace as in the previous year. The development rate of international trade decreased. On the other hand, manufacturer exchanges accelerated their pace, increasing by 2.5%, thus doubling the 2013 outcome. As already recorded in the previous 2 years, in 2014, the economies of the main industrialized countries were characterized by an uneven trend. The United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom registered a good rate of growth. Japan went back to a complete stagnation. The Eurozone showed a weak rise. In 2014, the Italian GDP decreased by 0.4%, improving versus 2013, minus 1.8%, but showing the worst performance among the main European countries. In 2014, the world production of machine tools grew to over 64,000 million euro. Asia confirmed to be the first area with regard to the contribution to the world production of the sector, followed by Europe and, far apart, by the Americas. In comparison with 2013, the world consumption remained stable, slightly over 62,500 million euro. As the leading area with regard to consumption, in 2014, Asia registered a really weak demand increase, especially if compared with last year's downturn, when the market decreased by more than 20%. A considerable reduction was recorded in the Americas, where consumption fell down by 6.6%. A different outcome was reported in Europe, where demand for machine tools rose by 4.6%, more than in the rest of the world. In 2014, the worldwide ranking of machine tool manufacturers remained substantially unchanged. Despite the decrease, China and Germany confirmed to be first and second respectively in the ranking. In third place, Japan experienced an upturn in the output of the sector. And so did Italy, which, thanks to the recorded growth, strengthened its fourth position, outpacing South Korea. After giving up the leadership to Germany, in 2014, Japan regained the top position in the ranking of exporting countries. On the other hand, the following positions are unchanged versus 2013. Italy ranked third, followed by Taiwan and China. Globally considered, adding up the values of machine tools, robots and automation systems, in 2014 the Italian production of the sector grew considerably, attaining 4.8 billion euro. If, however, besides the machine tool production, also the production of components, tools, numerical controls and services to machines are taken into account, the economic value exceeds 7 billion euro. After the collapse of 2009, the order index had a fluctuating trend. A recovery in the 2010-2011 two-year period was followed by a new period of decline, interrupted in 2014, which will be mentioned as the year of the rebound of the domestic market. In 2014, the order index, on average per year, increased by 14.7%, plus 37.2% domestic orders, plus 10.1% foreign orders. The recovery of domestic consumption mostly favoured the Italian manufacturers, whose deliveries grew by 44%. A strong increase, even if not so remarkable, was recorded also for imports, totaling 21.9% more than in the previous year. The market share covered by the foreign offer thus decreased from 46.1% in 2013 to 42%. On the other hand, the performance of exports was negative. The trade balance reported a downturn. The positive performance of the Italian industry of the sector influenced the level of use of production capacity, whose yearly average rose by 4 percentage points. On the rise also the order portfolio. For the second consecutive year, Italian exports of machine tools alone lagged behind. The quarterly trend was negative in the central part of the year and positive at the beginning and at the end of 2014. The main outlet market for Italian production turned out to be the United States, followed by China, Germany, Russia, and France. Considering consumption in the major outlet markets, Italian shares generally fell down. A reduction was registered in China, in the United States, and in Russia. The weight of Italian supply remained stable in Germany and Brazil, and it increased in Mexico. 37.9% of Italian exports were directed towards the countries of the European Union. Sales decreased in Germany and France, whereas a positive sign was reported with regard to the sales to Poland, the United Kingdom, Spain, and Czech Republic. Asia, where sales covered 25% of the exported total amount, turned out to be the area most interested in the Italian offer after the European Community region. Exports to Eastern Asia suffered from a strong setback, mostly determined by the fall of sales to China. An opposite sign was shown by the sales to South Korea, whereas those to Japan were stable. On the rise, the sales to the Middle East. The reduction of exports towards the countries of Southern Asia was offset by a recovery in the sales to the Asian area. The sales to North America, third outlet market of the Made by Italians, covered 15.9% of the exported total. Deliveries to non-EU Europe, stable in fourth place in the ranking of destination areas, represented 12.9% of the exported total amount. South America, which considerably reduced the purchases of Italian machine tools, took 4.5% of the exported total. A remarkable reduction was also recorded in the sales to Africa, absorbing 2.7% of the exported total amount. The trend registered by Italian exports in 2014 was due, at least partially, to the choice of manufacturers to readdress their offer to the domestic market, which finally went back to purchase again. On the other hand, already in 2015, as highlighted by the forecast, the trend will again have a positive sign, allowing the Made by Italians to regain the ground lost in the foreign markets over the last 2 years.